Hello there, very good evening to you because we're filming this during the evening, and a warm welcome to episode 17, edition 17 of this FIFA 15 career mode. We're now into April, as you can see, and our first match in April is against Manchester City in the Champions League quarter-finals. We play the first leg away from home in Manchester at the Etihad Stadium, and one is looking forward to that. I am very, very assured of that. Let's have a look at what else we've got to offer in terms of April coming up. We've got the 4 games to bring you. Obviously this one in the European Cup, and then 3 consecutive home games, and then we've obviously got Spurs in the league, City at home in the second leg, and then we'll play the Stoke City replay. That'll be our first 4, and then obviously we'll have a look at and we'll look at the next maybe 3, maybe 4. It depends on what fixtures come out. Obviously we've got the cup semi-final to come as well, so we'll see how we go there. But we're going to do 4 tonight, get the 2 legs in there because they're a week between, the 6 days in between that we've got Tottenham in the league. That's a big game for us as well. Quarter-final against Manchester City, second leg at Turf Moor, and that cup replay on the just 2 days after, which I think is a disgrace really, but there we go. So without further ado, without me ambling on like a broken record as usual, let's get straight to the action and to that scintillating, that spectacular first semi-final, first quarter-final leg. Let's just have a look at the quarter-final draw as things stand. Porto took on Milan. Milan won the first leg 2-1. These were played the night before. Milan won 2-1 in Porto. Napoli won Barcelona 2 as the other score. And the other 2 quarter-finals taking place on this very day are Manchester City against Burnley. That's us, that's our feature. And another big game at the Bernabeu between Real Madrid and Chelsea. And then it's reverse. We play on the 7th along with Chelsea and Real Madrid. And then the Barcelona and Milan games take place the next day. And obviously we go on to the semi-finals and the final to be played on the 30th of May this year. Okay, so without further ado, let's get over to the Etihad for the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final. It's Manchester City against the Clarets. And a well welcome to the Etihad Stadium for the first leg of this Champions League quarter-final. It's Manchester City take on Burnley in the first leg. The second leg is in 6 days' time at Turf Moor, and Burnley will look to grab a couple of away goals to take back to Turf Moor here. Will be a stern test. Burnley are putting out their strongest squad. They may rest a couple of big main players for the Spurs game on Saturday afternoon, because there are 2 big games coming up next week, midweek. Of course, the second leg here on Tuesday at Turf Moor, and then the Stoke game 2 days later. Willy Caballero is preferred to Joe Hart in the goals for Manchester City, but they do have Sergio Aguero as their focal point up top. Khedira will be afraid in the middle of that midfield alongside Fernandinho, and watch out for the creative talents of Silva and Navas on both sides. As for the Clarets, Heaton is the regular keeper. Zuma and Shackle keep their places at centre-back. Jones and Lampard, the trusted duo in the middle of midfield. Gnabry and Januzaj on both wings, and it's the Vings combination that's preferred up top this evening. And Frank Lampard making his return to Manchester City. Didn't get much game time here at the Etihad. And Burnley paid 675 grand or something for his services. There's David Silva, his ex-colleague. One of his ex-colleagues anyway. Referee tonight, Heinrich Schneiti of Germany. Beautiful aerial shot here at the Etihad. Blue Moon is the Manchester City theme song. To those who are wondering what was the song in the background, there's your answer. Manchester City in the sky blue strip get us away. They go from right to left in this game. Burnley the opposite way, left to right. Here's Lampard, the ex-Manchester City man. Here's Danny Ings. Early shot coming in, and Caballero having to push that one behind. Vokes was closing in on that, and then City can get it away. One of the big quarter-finals. They're all big quarter-finals in their own way, these European ones. The other one taking place tonight, Chelsea and Real Madrid. That'll be a humdinger. Chelsea, who are second to Burnley, but they've got a 14-point deficit to make up if they're going to have an outside chance of winning the league. You think Burnley would still win the league from here on in. That's a good ball forward for Vokes, but Caballero lightning fast off the line. Navas takes it up for City. Oh, what a good tackle that is by Januzaj. That was a really good football again. And Ings picks the ball up. Ings tries the shot. Goal kick to Burnley. Not afraid to try and take on the spectacular there, Danny Ings. And an early substitution there. James Milner, for some reason unbeknown to me, cannot continue. And on comes Samir Nasri. There's the answer. He's picked up a knock. I must admit I didn't see anything untoward, but James Milner didn't think he was in the right frame of mind to carry on. So early blow there for Man City. But they've got a good player in Nasri. Can give him options, but here they've got another good player, and it's David Silva bursting in the penalty. And what a good tackle that was from Kieran Trippier. Look for all the while as Silva was going to charge through there, and he almost did so. Still City on the break. And they kept all the possession amazingly, and that's a superb goal. Flashed by Tom Heaton before he could blink from Sami Khedira. And it's City who grabbed the early upper hand in this European quarter-final. Just rifled it beyond the despairing dive of Tom Heaton, who had little or no chance to save it. And it's City who strike first blood in this European quarter-final. Goal to nil up. And Burnley here, who have had to play so many games this season and still have so many to play as well. They've got a cup replay as well as the second leg to play next midweek, and then sandwiched in between these two legs a match on Saturday with Spurs, and then after the Stoke replay 2 days after that it's Arsenal in the league. So you're telling me it's a very well, Burnley players haven't played with any real complaints. They've got on with the job in hand because they know there's silver in front of them. They've already banked the League Cup, of course, at Wembley, but they're in trouble here. Massive trouble here. The cross coming in, and Heaton having to get something on it to turn it behind for a corner, because City here are turning up the power, and Aguero there going right through there and almost causing Burnley one or two troubles. It's David Silva to take the Manchester City corner. They're a goal to the good here. Company's forward, so too is Nasri. That's the corner. Now Jones. Stephen Wardsberg is forward, and that is a fantastic run by Vokes. Timed his run to a tee. What about the shot? It's straight at Caballero though, but it will be a corner now to Burnley. Burnley need to respond to going behind pretty quickly. He's hit it straight at the goalkeeper, who should have really caught that. I thought it was well within his grasp to actually catch that ball. Frankie Lampard with this Burnley corner, and it was a teaser, but City dealt with that one okay. And away they come again, and this is a good run. Oh, nothing wrong with that challenge by Zimmer. The referee has decided to pull him up for that. And then to make matters worse, he's booked him. Well, that to me is a ridiculous decision. Without being too moral about it, I didn't think that was such a bad challenge on Fernandinho. It's a free kick on Mangala. I think Mangala makes a bit of a meal of it. I actually thought he took the ball, but obviously from another angle. I can see why the ref gave the free kick, but I don't think it was a yellow card offence. Kurt Zuma rather unfortunate to be booked for it, I thought. Januzaj on loan to Burnley, of course, from City's near neighbours United. Here's Januzaj again. Not a good ball. I do think Burnley need to put in a bit more of a better effort, certainly in attack, but they can't panic at this stage. It's when it's only at 1-0, you cannot panic in this moment. Here's Aguero. He's certainly a player. Oh, Selma, well tackled there, well policed. Here's Januzaj. Ings now, last couple of minutes of the first half of this first leg, so things will not be settled here tonight. Ball intended to find Frank Lampard, but it was too strongly hit. Zuma has to watch his step now. He's been cautioned, of course. Excellent challenge again, and Ward just doesn't know when he's beaten. And again, but he's beaten this time, but the flag is up against Zabaleta. Or is it? Is it an advantage? Good tackle. Jason Shaka well in the way there. I thought the referee was going to blow for offside, but there was an advantage played by the linesman. Half time though, and it's Sami Khedira's goal that separated the two teams here. Burnley have still got it all to do, but they're still very much in this contest. But it's Manchester City who have the lead by a goal to nil at half time. Welcome back to the City of Manchester Stadium. Half time in the other game. Real Madrid 1, Chelsea 0. So both league leaders in second place tied are getting a bit of a beating here. Meanwhile, there's a couple of changes in the offing for the Clarets. Craig Dawson's going to come on, and so too is Harry Kane. So maybe Burnley just wanted to freshen things up a bit, bearing in mind the fixture list they have for the next couple of weeks. It's not a bad move, and Harry Kane is well known. He's had success on this ground before. And here he is immediately into the action. That's a good effort. And then Jones coming straight in on it. Burnley, of course, looking for this away goal, which would... Oh, that's a harsh decision. I felt that was a free kick to Burnley and not to Manchester City. And Manchester City, in fact, have got a difficult away trip to Selhurst Park. It's not an easy place to go to. And they play there on Saturday. Burnley, of course, have got Tottenham on Saturday as well. You think there'll be plenty of changes in the offing for Burnley for that game, that league game, with a 14-point gap. You can afford to rotate the squad slightly. That's the man who's the scorer. Goal to City. Lampard. Kane. Not much of the way support, so he'll have to try and do it on his own. Oh, behind anything. That was not a good ball by Harry Kane, I felt. And he held it up well, but free kick to Burnley now. Surely there's got to be a booking here against Jesus Navas. Referee on the spot, straight out. Yes, that's more a yellow card than what Zuma got in the first half. It's just worth noting that Burnley left it very late to score 3 goals in the second half in the league match on the 28th of December. And a challenge by Dawson. Finds Jones, in fact. Couldn't pick out Lampard. Coach Canabria doing some defensive work, but he's been beaten to it, and Trippier nipping in there. Ex-Manchester City man, of course. Only played a couple of senior games for Manchester City. But here he is again picking the ball up, and that's a good ball to Harry Kane. Now let's see what he can do here. Fresh legs always gives a bit of fresh impotence, and here he comes now. It's Kane! Yes! It's the equaliser! And a precious, precious away goal for those Clarets. And Harry Kane, the substitute, has equalised. And this quarter-final is well and truly in the balance now. They've looked a lot perkier attack-minded second half, Burnley. And they've got the ultimate reward, the away goal rule, or the away goal there. Brings it back now to 1-1, and Harry Kane is the scorer. 68 minutes of this first leg played, and the Clarets are level. And I tell you what, if it does end this way, it wouldn't be a bad result, would it? It would set the second leg up terrifically. We've seen some second leg dramas at the turf in the past, in any kind of competition, and here's Harry Kane again. And a good shot and a good save again by Cabanero. Well, this is turning out to be a terrific second half here. Ah, it's an even better save. Fernando replaces Fernandinho as another substitution for City. Here's Lampard with the corner. Hold it out. Trippier there. Trippier with a shot. Oof. Tell you what, that was some welly, I tell you. Offside against Danny Ings as well. I had too many favours off the German officials tonight. Cabanero with a free kick. Well won again, the header. Now Ings now takes it up. A wonderful skill. And he's into the penalty area. Good effort! What a remarkable run by Ings. Just like the finish in the end. But I tell you what, he had Cabanero grasping at thin air and an inch or two either side. Or the right side, inch or two the right side of the post, and well, Burnley would have been well and truly in business. Getting him an easy header for Jones to win, but it's dropped here for Lampard. Now here's Kane. That's nicely played to Serge Gnabry. And 2-8 in the centre for his cross. There comes the cross, headed out. And then on the volley, off the crossbar! And I think it was Frank Lampard. Well, he struck that rather well, and it took an eternity to go towards goal, and in the end it struck the top of the crossbar. Meanwhile, Tom Heaton having to scramble to get across to save that one. We're in for a barnstorming finish to this first leg, that's for certain. Lampard. Landazai. Harry Kane. Ings is waiting in the middle. Towards Ings. Yes! It's 2-1. And Burnley have struck again right at the death here at the Etihad. They struck at the death 3 times in the league game back in December. And they've struck 2 massive second half blows. 2 priceless away goals here, having trailed for quite a portion in this first leg. But it sets the second leg up at Turf Moor for a real treat now. 6 days from now. Danny Ings, this man cannot stop scoring. He knows where the back of the net is. He must have scored around 50 goals in everything that's been going this season for both Burnley and his country, England. Amazing. Amazing. Come on, City is the cry, but they're being outfought here. Offside against Ings. Well, it's a 500 minutes, but City, well, they'll be disappointed to have conceded 2 away goals, that's for sure. Our greedy side had the lead, but the 2 goals at Burnley have got to have been real thrillers. And that header from Ings was an absolute pearl. There's the whistle to end the first leg, and it's a good result for Burnley. Not only have they got 2 away goals from this first leg, they've also won the leg by 2 goals to 1. And what an advantage to take back to Turf Moor in 6 days' time. Kane and Ings the scorers. Khedira with the opener for Manchester City, but it's Burnley who hold advantage. Hello there, good afternoon and welcome to Burnley's latest Premier League game against Tottenham. A few changes have been wrong with the European second leg at Turf Moor in 3 days' time in mind. But it's still a strong looking Clarets lineup as they look to try and go further ahead of Chelsea at the top of the table. A couple of changes have been enforced. Ings is being rested, so too is Lampard. No Stephen Ward through suspension, so in his place comes Douglas. Also Glenn Whelan comes in as well for David Jones. So 4 have been rested, 1's out through suspension. That's a very good lineup that takes to the field. Let's have a look at Spurs. Lloris is preferred in goal. Soldado's the main striker. Ericsson, Chadley and Lennon are the 3 attacking midfielders, with the 2 only ones being Dembele and Paulinho. Vertonghen and Kabul are the 2 centre-backs. Harry Kane coming up against his old club, of course. Beautiful sunny afternoon as we're now going to springtime now, and the season obviously coming towards the business end. Burnley going into this game 14 points clear at the top of the Barclays Premier League. And there's Harry Kane up against his old employers. Would like to put a couple on, would like to put a few passes to his old club today. The referee today, Chris Boy from Merseyside, so it's Burnley to get us underway, attacking from right to left in this first half. Spurs in the white, Burnley of course in the claret and blue, so off we go, and there's an early touch for Scott Arfield. Serge Gnabry in fact is starting in the centre with Arfield on the right. The early crossing by Arfield, and the header is won and it's gone in! Well, we've just played 2 minutes and Harry Kane has got his goal back against Tottenham. Well, a sensational start here at Turf Moor. Scott Arfield with a teasing cross. Lloris came for it, got in a bit of a tangle with his centre-back Younes Kabul, and Harry Kane, the ex-Tottenham man, nods a priceless goal for the Clarets. 1-0. What a sensational start. Goal number 19 for the season for the former Spurs man. And Burnley, who are chasing this quadruple, are a goal up here. They're 14 points ahead, remember, going into this fixture. Well, they've made the best possible start, haven't they? Their confidence is oozing, even though their squad is got 5 changes in it from the Manchester City first leg of the European Cup. Trippier to Vokes. Well, it's not the start that Mauricio Pochettino wanted from a Spurs point of view, but from a Clarets point of view, it's a dream start. Ball forward towards Sam Vokes. Lloris took a chance again. Certainly at fault for the first goal. I think you can put a portion of the blame on Lloris' shoulders, and certainly a portion of the blame on Younes Kabul's shoulders as well. Offside against Sam Vokes, by the way. 10 minutes gone then at Turf Moor. Clarets 1-0 in the lead already. Here's Douglas. Whelan. Gnabry. Arfield, who will claim the assist of course for that opening goal, and he's on his way once again. Another teasing cross this time, and Kenny's there, and it's 2! And it's the same combination. Arfield down the right hand side with another teasing ball. Some folks with the dummy, and Harry Kane on hand to finish the job. What a sumptuous half volley that was. And the Clarets are well in command here. 2-0. And number 20 for the season in the league. Well, an amazing start. (2-0) to Burnley. Harry Kane with them both, and both assists have to go to Scott Arfield. What a masterstroke to play him down the right hand side. Okay, now on an early hat-trick spree here against his old club. And the game's not even 20 minutes old. Asuakoto. Oh, what a good tackle. Arfield's had a good 20 minutes himself. Chadley with his throw for Tottenham, who are shell-shocked by what they've just had done to them inside this first opening period of this first half. Coming up towards the halfway mark of this first half, and that's a cross from Asuakoto. Lennon trying to make something of it. Ball up towards Kane. Lovely first touch onto Vokes. Good one-touch stuff here from the Clarets. Scott Arfield again, running the show down the right hand side so far, and again he's running it again, and again he's got Kane in the middle. Arfield measures the cross. Is it? Well, the 100% record between the two of them is sort of destroyed, but I think they've done already the damage already. Man United one up against Aston Villa. Here's Kane for the hat-trick, and the goalkeeper, well, he didn't hold it that well, I have to say. That was not very astute goalkeeping by the French number one, I have to be honest. And Kane hit the shot pretty well, but he should have caught it, the goalkeeper, Lloris, in my opinion. Here's Lennon. Chadley. Back to Lennon. And Burnley here in a little bit complacent maybe there in defence. But Spurs can't take any advantage of it. Yanazai to Whelan. It was a misplaced ball that Whelan has played, and it's put Spurs in with a chance here with Eriksson. Still Eriksson. Oh, was he taken out? He was. Penalty. Foul by Shackle on Eriksson. Mr. Foy was on the spot. Yellow card. I think the two decisions were just about correct. It was a penalty. It certainly was a yellow card offence by Shackle. No way in the world would it have been a red card, because he was not the last man. So Tom Heaton with some work to do now. He's hardly been tested in the game, and it falls to Soldado to try and bring Tottenham back into this game, and he's done so off the post and in. And Spurs, who have been outfought and outplayed in this first half, have so all of a sudden pulled it back to 2-1. And 4,000 of their travelling supporters, well, they're going cock-a-hoop, although that's a bit of an understatement. They're still trailing in this one. Heaton hadn't a chance. Let's have a look at the penalty again. With the right foot, and he moved that way as well. Oh, he's unlucky. But it's a good penalty. It may have kissed in off the inside of the post, but they all count, and Tottenham, and this man especially, will be relieved that they're right back in it, right towards half-time here. 5 minutes to go to half-time in actual fact. 10 for the season for Soldado, and it's 2 on to the Clarets now. All of a sudden we have a game. Here's Trippier. Been a good first half to watch in the sunshine at Turf Moor. Here's Sam Vokes again. Kane is waiting at the far post for a hat-trick, or potentially. Comes out as far as Serge Gnabry. Gnabry will try one! Well, that would have been a magnificent moment for him. On loan from Arsenal, scoring against Tottenham. I tell you what, Burnley have looked absolutely phenomenal when they've attacked and all that jazz. Well, the next 5 games are at Turf Moor, and starting today, of course. It's not as if they've got any travel commitments, but I'm sure the players will not be too fatigued. Meanwhile, Tottenham come crashing forward again, wheeling in with a challenge, not once but twice, but Spurs still come away with it. And they're having a good go, Tottenham. It's got to be said. Here's Soldado. His penalty is giving him a bit of hope here. Chadley with a shot, and it's just gone wide as the whistle goes for the half-time interval. So, well, what a first half here at Turf Moor. Burnley racing to a 2-goal lead inside 15 minutes for Harry Kane. Both assists for Scott Arfield, but A Soldado penalty right on near half-time. It's brought it back to 2-1, and that's the score at half-time here. And welcome back to Turf Moor. 2-1 to Burnley here after an exhilarating, entertaining first half. In the other games taking place, Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. That's at the Emirates at Stamford Bridge. If things were to stay exactly the same as in terms of Burnley winning and Chelsea winning as they are at the moment by a goal to 0 at home to Stoke City at Stamford Bridge, then the gap will still remain 14 points. At Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace 1, Manchester City 1. Not looking good for Man City with that second leg to come here at Turf Moor on Tuesday night in the European Cup. At Old Trafford, it's Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0. At the Liberty, it's Swansea 0, Hull City 1. A bit of a surprise there because Swansea are particularly strong at especially the Liberty Stadium. And another shocker at half-time at the Hawthorns, West Bromwich Albion 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. And that brings you up to date with the half-times as we see Eric Lamela about to enter the fray for Nasser Chadli at the start of the second half. No changes from Burnley. Of course, they'll save all their big guns, I'm sure, for Tuesday night. Tuesday night, of course, their second leg, of course, takes place here. So I'd expect the four or five that vacated their places or were rested to all fit back into the side. And meanwhile, Spurs attacking with great gusto at the start of the second half, and Paulinho just heading wide, back to headed it into the side netting. And it must have been a troublesome ball in because Tom Heaton was having to dive to try and get anywhere near the header, which in the end turned out to be in the side netting, obviously. Gnabry finding Douglas. Whelan. It's a good run by Whelan. 2 in the middle. That's a good goal by Sam Vokes. Just shy of 10 minutes of the second half gone. And Burnley stretched the lead to 3-1. And what a wonderful goal. Easy on a plate. Asuakoto will be absolutely fuming because he didn't put a good enough challenge in on him. He doesn't care. It's 3-1. And Vokes now clocks up goal number 19 this season. And Burnley stretched their lead to 3-1. Well, it's just been simple finishes all the way through. Kane with 2, Vokes with 1. Danny Ings will be back for the big one. What a wonderful challenge by Zuma. Nothing wrong with that at all. Arfield, he's had a good game. Oh, it's a lovely ball, and Harry Kane, he's onto it. Off limits comes Lloris. Puts it into touch for a throw. Tottenham's next game, less or less glamorous. They've got Leicester City on April the 7th. Stambouli on for Dembele. 63 minutes of the game now have elapsed. What a poor throw that was. Douglas, that was not a good ball by him. And now here's a chance for Eriksson. He's got 2 waiting in the centre here. And I'm going to say hello to Zeno Peanut, who's watching our live stream today. A very good afternoon, very good evening rather to you. I don't know where in the world you are, but a very good evening to you here from England. And it's great to see that the Twitch subscribers come in and comment on the videos. It's good to see. Corner to be taken by Could have been taken by Ericsson. It's went all the way through. Now Vauxhall start a break again. Just can't get it through there to Harry Kane. And in fact, as we just see that shot coming in, oh, it's just bounced wide. Goalkeeper got a touch. It's a corner. Zeno Peanut, by the way, is from Belgium. And very good evening to you all who are looking in from Belgium. It's nice to know that people view these videos on Twitch all up and down the world. It's good to see. Tell your friends. And I'll be on stream in a few moments for the Manchester City game. It takes place 3 days from now. It's been a classic here as Walker plays the ball in. Comes to Whelan here. Now, here's a chance for Kane. He's on the hat-trick, of course. And that's a good ball. That's a good run now. Can he complete his hat-trick? Yes, he's round Lloris. Oh, he's missed it. Well, he did everything so simply. And then to finish the easy part. Well, it should have been easy. And, well, he's missed it. Meanwhile, it's all happening here at Turf Moor, and Zeno Pennant has just texted me, and well, he's messaged me now. You won't see it on the screen. He's apparently been rude, when he's obviously not, and at least he knows I'm a commentator, and I am commentating on this game. But a big shout out to you anyway. And thanks for taking the time to look in as Januzaj plays that one in towards Vokes. And here's Whelan again. Whelan's shot, good save. Well, it should have been more than 3-1 in truth, but what a match this has been. I should let everyone know who's watching on YouTube, but these games, when I record them for YouTube, they are live on Twitch. On the games console, so if you're wondering why I'm saying or giving shout out to people who are texting me on Twitch, that's the reason why. So just to clear that up for you, anyone who might be watching on YouTube, people do view these videos live on the games console. Here's the corner now for Tottenham, and that's an easy one for Tom Eaton. And that's straight to Douglas. He's been booked, by the way. And that's a wonderful ball. And here's Kane. Is this the moment for the hat-trick? Yes, it is. He's done it. The hat-trick against his former club. And what satisfaction he must feel right now. Oh, what a fantastic goal. Took his time, drew Lloris out of his ground, and what a goal. And by the way, Zeno Peanut has been on the blower again. He said, call me Peanut, please. Indeed I will, my friend. But meanwhile, Harry Kane completes his hat-trick and completes goal number 21 for this season. And he deserved it. He's played really well today. And an accomplished hat-trick, and it brings him into contention for a start in that Manchester City second leg on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, there's a free kick to Spurs right in the last knockings now. Yellow card shown by referee Foy. Glenn Whelan, in my opinion, probably won't start on Tuesday night. There are, because of the likes of Lampard and Jones being rested for this game. So, as we come towards the end now, this will surely be the last play of the match. Free kick to Spurs, and that's easy for Heaton. And there it is. It's all over, and thanks to everyone that tuned into the live stream. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for all the messages there. But it's Burnley have won. Harry Kane hat-trick. Sam Vogt's got one. Soldado pulled one back for Spurs. But it's Burnley now who are heading towards the league title. 4-1 winners over Tottenham. Hello again everybody, and warm welcome to the second leg of the Champions League. Burnley leading from the first leg by 2-1. So very good evening to you all. Decision time starts tonight. We'll find out. Chelsea trail Real Madrid 2-1 from the first leg at Stamford Bridge, but there were no fewer than about 4, maybe 5 changes from Saturday's 4-1 victory over Tottenham. 1 or 2 surprises in attack. Harry Kane will start tonight for Burnley. We'll give you the full lineup in a second. Danny Ings returns as well. Here is the Burnley team. Lampard and Jones retain their places back after a rest. Ings is back as well, but he partners Kane in attack. Stephen Ward comes back after suspension for the Tottenham game to replace Douglas. What about Manchester City? 2-1 now, remember, from that first leg, and Caballero surprisingly preferred the Joe Harding goal. Company and Mangala continue their centre-back partnership. Toure and Khedira the centre midfield. Nasri and Milner and Fernandinho the three attacking midfielders, and Sergio Aguero the man up front. Frank Lampard about to go up against his former club once again. Harry Kane played his way into the setup centre with Scott Arfield with his 2 magnificent assists on Saturday. Referee tonight, Federico Ramos Navarro from Spain. Burnley, of course, 2-1 up, need I remind you. 2 away goals in hand as well. It's Manchester City in the old sky blue strip to get us away, attacking from left to right. Burnley, of course, go from right to left in their famous claret and blue, white shorts, claret socks. Company for Manchester City. Trail 2-1 on aggregate, don't forget. If City were to win this game 2-1 after 90 minutes, we would have extra time and possibly penalties. That's the other way we could potentially have penalties tonight. City get a throw. City still to come, I think, at Turf Moor later on in the season. In fact, later on this month. So we're due to meet each other at the end of March, and then obviously this European tie drew them against each other, and we've had to play the league fixture back as City go forward early on and force a good save from Tom Heaton there. Fernandinho going forward there, it was a good bit of play. It's an offside flag against Harry Kane. Spanish officials were very quick to spot that very quickly. Even though they've got 2-1 up Burnley, they've got 2 away goals of course in hand. Still going to be a tense atmosphere here tonight. But an early goal from Burnley could cure all the nerves possible. A City goal and the nerves would certainly return. More nerves would certainly return with a vengeance. Advantage was played and then there was nothing forthcoming. The referee deciding that it's a 3 kick to Manchester City. There's a foul by, I think originally by, I don't know who it was, I think that was the second challenge. It's a 3 kick to City in what looks a very dangerous position. Milner, Toure, Nasri lurking as well. Will it be a floater here? I've got a wager, it might be from Silver. He chips the ball into the penalty area. Headed away, that was good comfortable defending, and Jones has got it forward and Ings is onto it like a flash. And he's held off Mangala brilliantly. And now he's got Caballero to beat, and he's beaten him! Just the tonic that Burnley wanted! The first goal was always going to be so important tonight, and Burnley have got it, and dare I say it, have 1 foot in the semi-finals of the European Cup. City now need 2 to force extra time, 3 to win outright. Extraordinary scenes here at Turf Moor. That was the goal they so badly wanted here. And 3/4 of Turf Moor can sense a glamour, perhaps, European semi-final here. Because you've got a feeling that Milan, Barcelona and possibly Real Madrid or Chelsea will make it through without being disrespectful to the others. Here's Jones meanwhile! Another magnificent save by Caballero. And in fact, it's just kept City in the Champions League. What an important save. Fingertip stuff. Lampard with the corner. Shackle arriving. Katie's lurking. Goal kick. Is it well, Kane? Fresh from his hat-trick heroics against Tottenham on Saturday. Both Chelsea and Burnley won, so the gap still remains at 14 points. I think Burnley possibly need another 8 or 9 points to absolutely make sure that the title is theirs. Foul. No clumsy perhaps there. Referee from Spain coming over very quickly. Stephen Ward, I think, is the guilty party. Indeed he is. It was a rash challenge. He got sent off, of course, a couple of games ago. Wicket to Man City. Again another floated ball in and a good header, and it was only beaten out by Heaton but not very far, and in the end Heaton scrambled it away to Januzaj, but he's given the ball away. Toure. Good running by Toure, good tackle there. Ward realised he was on a yellow card and he had to time it right, but City come plowing forward once again, but Lampard can lead the counter-attack. Danny Ings again. And Kurt Zouma, of all people, has flashed the shot wide. Well, Kurt Zouma decided to go on a canter forward. In the end, that was a typical centre-back finish. It would have been some story if he'd scored the goal to take Birmingham well and truly to the semi-finals. Not to be. Not for now, at least. But City at times tonight have looked threatening. And their dominance in possession has been underlined. 64 to 36. Offside there. Fernandinho, the man flagged offside. Burnley have a free kick. Shackle. Zouma has stayed forward here and but he's found Frank Lampard. Still Frankie Lampard, he's got Ked in the middle. Lampard! He's done it against his old club! And that could be the goal. He's not decided not to celebrate. And that is respect from an ultimate professional. But that goal now, surely now, sends Burnley into the European Cup semi-finals. Frank Lampard, who didn't celebrate, and he scored against his old club. Now that's his respect for you, because he knows that could be the goal that puts his old club out of Europe. And Burnley lead by 4 goals to 1 on aggregate. Well, it's a good result this for Burnley. They know now they're going to be facing possibly a massive side over 2 legs in the semi-finals. But here comes City now to try and pull one back, and well held Tom Heaton. Well held indeed, sir. Here's Zouma to Lampard. A lovely ball. Ings can settle it now just before the break. Oh yes! Oh yes, sirree! 3-0 Danny Ings at it again. He was rested on Saturday, and he's benefited really well from this rest. It's 3-0 to Burnley on the night, and now it's 5-1 in aggregate. And Burnley now cruising into the semi-finals. City have had all the possession, but they haven't done much with it. 2 for Ings, 1 for Lampard. Burnley 3, Manchester City 0. 5-1 now to Burnley on aggregate. And City need 4 to win the tie on away goals. A half-time score here. It's 3-0 to Burnley, and they lead 5-1 on aggregate. Ings with 2 and Lampard with 1. And that is the story here in this second leg at half-time. Burnley lead Manchester City by 3-0 and 5-1 on aggregate. And a warm welcome back to Turf Moor. Burnley now, barring a miracle comeback, if City were to score 4 in the second half, then they would go through on the away goals rule. But it's looking highly unlikely because they need 4 in about 45 minutes. But it's not beyond the realms of possibility, but you can't see it somehow. So Burnley leading by 5-1 on aggregate here, with a quarter of the quarter-final to go. At half-time in the second leg at Stamford Bridge, it's not as clear-cut as we think. It's still 2-1 to Real Madrid on aggregate, but it's Chelsea 0. Chelsea are holding firm at 0-0 at the moment, so anything could still happen there at Stamford Bridge. No substitutions from either side. 3-0 Burnley lead on the night, 5-1 on aggregate. And they know now, if they just do the basics right, they're in the semi-finals for the very first time in a European competition. The furthest they ever got in Europe was a quarter-final in this very competition back in 1961. As the cross comes in towards Kane, and I think the flag had gone up, or was it a deflection? Actually, it was a free kick. I didn't see that, actually. Will Frank Lampard go for goal here? Looks as if he's going to do. Lampard goes for goal. And I don't think Caballero was going to be fooled by that particular effort. Good header one there. There's Lampard. He's got the mind-blowing skills, Lampard, still at the ripe old age of 36. I don't think he'll forgive me for saying that. Kane! Oh, unlucky. Hit the stanchion at the back. Good effort by the man who got the hat-trick on Saturday. Good strike. Unlucky. Now, why did they not start with this fella? James Milner, who's had a very quiet afternoon. Why did they not start with David Silva? One must ask the question from a City point of view, because they have looked lethargic, they've looked poor. Without him in the side, they've looked totally unbalanced. Yes, they've had a lot of possession, but it's what you do with that possession. And David Silva is a quality player. Good tackle there by Jason Shakonoda, and there's a player gone down injured there in the centre, and the referee has been drawn to it, and it's Adjan Januzaj who's had to come off. So it means an opportunity here for Serge Gnabry to unexpectedly come back into the fray, and it means with the game already surely won, both strikers are going to come off, and Ings and Kane are going to make way. Give Sam Vokes and Ashley Barnes the opportunity here to also play in a European Cup quarter-final. That's how Januzaj, as you saw in the replay, hurt himself. That's a really big blow for the Manchester United man. And a drop ball, sportingly, straight into the arms of Tom Heaton. Jones. Scott Arfield now. It's just moved to the left because Gnabry's now gone to right midfield. That's a good cross coming in. And unlucky
was Ashley Barnes. He was very unlucky there. His header didn't hit the target. It was a good header. Jumped and got in above Clichy, which was a little bit of a mismatch, but a lovely crossing there by Scott Arfield once again. Retransfer from Huddersfield Town many moons ago now, and well, every inch value for money. Warning with the challenge. Well, they need 4 in 25 minutes, City, if they are to get through to the European Cup semis. It looks a tall order really on paper, but not beyond the rounds. Here's Bernardinho. Oh, he's through. Oh, pull back. They've got one back. Samir Nasri. And that was a wonderful run by Fernandinho. Lovely little back flick and a fantastic finish, you've got to say. Well, they've got one back. They still need another 3 here, City. But from a point of, but surely realistically they are running rapidly out of time here. Second goal in the European competition this season. But I don't think it's going to make much difference. They've 20 minutes to score 3 goals. Now, I know there's an old adage in football, it only takes a second to score a goal. I do realise that, but surely Burnley can't lose it from here on in. It's a foul. It's given offside. Well, I felt that was a free kick on profile there from Barnes. So in fact, Barnes had strayed just a tad or 2 offside. Ings has been rested, obviously, to make way for this. With Stoke, of course, in the Cup on Thursday night, and we'll all be back there again for another exciting encounter. Meanwhile, it's gone in again! Oh my goodness, Heaton has made an error. And Manchester City have pulled the game back to 3-2 on aggregate, 3-2 on the night, and it's 5-3 on aggregate. And they've got 15 minutes, somewhere amounting to that, to score twice. And they go through the away goals rule. It's David Silva, the scorer. Cuts inside, there's the shot, and oh, it's gone right through Heaton and in. Oh, poor Tom Heaton, who's not really put a foot wrong at all this season. Oh, dear me. At least they've still got hope, City. And the drama and the tension still very much in evidence. 3-2 on the night, but the lead is becoming a little precarious now. 5 goals to 3 Burnley lead on aggregate. And why didn't he not start with Silva in the first place? Outfield to Shackle. Jones. Trippier. Can he put the final nail in City's coffin? Not on this occasion. Fernandinho picks the ball up. 10 minutes for City to score twice. They scored twice in 5 or 6 minutes prior to that. And Fernandinho's on the run. And if it wasn't for Tom Heaton, the lead might have been a very precarious one, certainly from a Burnley viewpoint. Fernandinho has come off. Jovetic has come on. They're throwing everything at it, Pellegrini's men. City corner. And the man they got from Fiorentina. He's on, and the corner taken quickly. And company was already in there. It's Shackle there back. Barnes. Folks is the furthest man forward, but Barnes has spotted a gap. And this could settle it now and then. It has done. Ashley Barnes has sealed one of the great quarterfinals in European competition for a very, very long time. And Burnley now are through without any question of a doubt to the semi-finals. Ashley Barnes has made absolutely sure. And Burnley are in the semis. Only his second goal in Europe, but it's enough now. And that goal's enough to take Burnley through. And it's 4-2 on aggregate. What a remarkable turnaround. 6-3 on aggregate. It looked a remarkable turnaround when City pulled it back to 5-3 on aggregate. Jones has fouled Aguero. There's a little bit of a set to between the two players. Jones has been booked for it, but I don't think... Well, what do you do now? Pellegrini must be shaking his head. His team have put up another brave performance, but Burnley have just put up an even braver fight and have really took the game to City now as they go looking for goals once again. And Arfield is onside because the ball was in his own half. When the ball was played, he was in his own half. And Scott Arfield, who's almost out of steam, finds Caballero in very good form there to keep him out. And Arfield himself to take the corner. Oh, and a wonderful header one. And it deflected for another corner. And they're looking for that fifth one. Arfield to try once again. Goalkeeper fisted it. Ward back in. The referee will be about to end it, and he has done. Burnley are in the European semi-finals after a titanic tussle with Manchester City. Ings with 2, Lampard with 1, Barnes with the other one. City pulled 2 back, but it's Burnley who go through to the semi-finals. 6-3 on aggregate. And a very good evening to you. We're back again 2 days after that epic quarter-final in Europe against Manchester City. We're now in an FA Cup quarter-final replay to determine who will go through to the FA Cup semi-finals later this month, you would have thought. Only have made 1 or 2 decisions. Again, 1 or 2 chopping and changing because of all these fixtures that are being played. Nathan Shekel is out through suspension for this one. Begovic restarts for Stoke. That's the 11 for Burnley. Frank Lampard is being rested for this one, of course. He ran his heart out in that first in that game a few days ago. Zuma is partnered by Craig Dawson for this one, and it's Ashley Barnes for Danny alongside Danny Ings up top. Asmir Begovic, the man who was Stoke's hero in the first game, he keeps his place for this one. Mami Berenjouf starts with Moses and Asaidi, the 2 wingers. Edu, Sidwell and Izonzi, the midfield 3. Glenn Whelan up against his old side. Big night for him. Big night for everybody here, this cup replay. Burnley's next match, of course, is against Arsenal in the league on Saturday. And 1 or 2 key players rested for that one as well. Our referee tonight, Mike Dean from Merseyside. As the hero of the first leg, kept Stoke well in the FA Cup. Asmir Begovic, and 4,000 balmy old Potters ascended here on East Lancashire. Burnley in the carpet and blue. Attack from right to left in this first half. Stoke left to right in the famous red and white stripes they possess. Burnley, of course, need I remind you, in carpet and blue. This is Trippier. And that's out for an early throw to the chorus. Just to remind everybody, if it's a draw after 90 minutes, if it's level after 90 minutes, I should say, we will have extra time. And if it's still level after that, we will have penalties. Replay will be decided here tonight. Trippier wins the first corner of the game off Peters. It's going to be Glenn Whelan, the former Stoke man, to flirt one in there. And a header one, and again Begovic with an early save there. Scott Arfield was right in there. Remember the first game finished goalless at Britannia. Seemed like an age ago, I have to say. Free kick to Stoke City. Burnley, of course, tracing this quadruple. Already won the League Cup. 14 points ahead in the league, of course. And in the semi-finals of the European Cup. They could well be in the semi-finals come tonight, or they could easily be out. There's Ings with an early header! 11 minutes gone in the replay. And Danny Ings breaks the deadlock at long last. Free header. And Begovic, who was superb in that first game a couple of weeks ago, he's finally beaten. "1-0 to the Clarets." And in this replay, it's just taken them shy of 12 minutes. David Jones has earned himself as well in all of that. Well, the arduous run of games that Burnley are having, I wonder they're trying to recruit more in that central midfield area, because next season, because if we end up in this situation again next season, they're going to have the personnel involved. There's no doubt about that. Gnabry to Barnes, and Ings is strong side this time, and Begovic well off his ground, but Ings has missed it. Stoke now look a much different side to what they were 10 days ago. They look a bit more open, and Begovic is looking very unsure of himself compared to the first game, where everything he was being thrown at him was more or less stopping. Unlike tonight, where Burnley can try in here to give him a chance, and here's Barnes, he's hit the post. Well, this replay should have been over and done with now after 23 minutes. Stoke somehow remain a goal down and still very much in this cup replay. And Tom Heaton ball, that has not been tested yet. The block. And this is replacing the semi-finals at Wembley. Here's Barnes. Ashley Barnes, good save, Begovic. Better from the Stoke goalkeeper. Arfield keeps it alive. Oh, what a lovely play from Barnes, and another good piece of goalkeeping by Asmir Begovic. Great football by everybody here. Barnes, lovely control, and a beautiful save with the chest by Asmir Begovic. We're in with this Burnley corner. Good header. That's a good save. Craig Dawson, the man who got the header in, and was well repelled. Good tackle. Moses with the throw. Takes over this time. And Peters, here's Arfield though to bring the ball forward for Burnley. Looking for Ashley Barnes, but can't reach it. Jones is in the wars, and may well decide to go up at half time. With the rain screaming down and the pitch being rather heavy, that does not make for good footballing conditions. Oldfield coming in from Stoke. It used to be their speciality when they first came into the top flight with Rory Delap. He's had 3 shots at goal and 3 been on target, and yet not managed to yield a goal, as Stoke have a corner here through Victor Moses. Plenty forward in the stripes, and a free header, and what a save! That was a quite remarkable save there. And it looked to all intents and purposes that the equaliser was coming there for Stoke City. They still might though. They're just putting a good delivery from that last corner. Here he goes again, he's gone short this time. The block. Again, good defending again. 5 other minutes at the end of the first half. Stoke. Very unfortunate in my opinion not to be level on this replay. Oh, they nearly went and got an equaliser through Stephen Sidwell. Well, they're getting chances here, Mark Hughes' side. But Tom Heaton's heroics has kept the clean sheet intact for the Clarets. Here's Ashley Barnes. Not lively since his start. That's a good last ditch challenge because Barnes was about to pull the trigger as the half-time whistle goes. So Burnley lead at half-time. Danny Ings' goal in the 12th minute is the difference, although Stoke came close, but for a magnificent save from Tom Heaton. And at half-time in this FA Cup quarter-final replay, it's Burnley 1, Stoke City 0. Welcome back to Turf Moor for the start of the second half, and a bit of a shock on at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal winning 1-0 against Chelsea. Chelsea realistically knowing that this FA Cup competition could be the last chance that Mourinho's side have of winning some silverware this season. And losing here, it's not good for them at the moment. Burnley in this quarter-final winning 1-0 in that replay. Kane and Lampard come on. David Jones is obviously still hurt, and they want to keep Danny Ings for the Arsenal game. Should be enough quality in that Burnley side now to try and get over the winning post, but Stoke showed in that first half that they're no slouches. Kane has the knack of coming off the Suds bench to dramatic effect, as was shown at the Etihad in that European first leg of the quarter-final. Arfield. Barnes trying to get it round the corner, but couldn't find Barnes that time. Ball jumping. Almami Berenjev. Tripped by Zuma. Free kick. And a yellow card. I've got to say that's rather harsh. Gert Zuma has been dealt with the 2 harsh decisions. He's tricked him up. Nothing more, nothing less. Give a free kick and get on with it. Didn't think that was worthy of a yellow card. Didn't warrant that. A chance for Marcus Berg to possibly make his name. He's replacing the ineffective Diouf. As Stoke look for this equaliser. Let's get themselves back in the replay. Free kick floated in. Heaton can let that one go. Goal kick. 2 minutes of this second half gone. And we have not reached an FA Cup semi-final, I think, since 1974. We were beaten 2-0 by Newcastle at Hillsborough. Kane. Good effort. Straight at Begovic. Whelan trying to go in on it. Alfield doing well. Okay, with an effort. Oh! Well, apart from that header from Danny Ings beating him in the 12th minute, Asmir Begovic has been superb. Bojan will come on. Whelan's corner. Barnes' header, number 2. And that should be that. Nobody picked up Barnes. Free header. And Begovic had no chance. The Clarets are in the semi-finals. Three step headers, and that should tie up that should tie it up now for Burnley very, very comfortably. 2-0, and Mark Hughes disappointed. He fancied his chances, he was saying in the build up, but the way the Clarets have been performing, it was inevitable. Ward might end up getting another booking here. No. Picked up quite a number of cards in recent weeks, Stephen Ward. And Arnautovic will come on for the ineffective Azaidi. Stoke have a free kick and they're 2 goals down. They need 2 to force extra time. Nothing bending past Kurt Zuma that time. Here's Scott Arfield, who's running the side, has been magnificent, and here he is again. He's through on the goalkeeper, and that's it. Game, set and match to the Clarets. They're going to Wembley later this month. Stoke piling men forward, left gaps at the back, and Arfield sends the Clarets into ecstasy. And that means a second Wembley appearance for Burnley this season. Only his second goal in the competition this season, but it's going to take them all the way to Wembley now for the semi-finals, and the first semi-final since 1974. And Stoke will sit back and wonder if only we took that chance at 1-0 down. I have to say, Vegas has been magnificent again tonight, but he's been beaten 3 times now. Stoke though are not giving up. It's a corner. Believe it or not, Peter Crouch is taking it. You would expect him to be in the penalty box. Not so. Lampard. Not a good ball. Barnes has run it back though. Now Kane. Has he got the energy to shake off that last defender? Oh yes he has. But Begovic stood firm. Kane, bit isolated. Ran into traffic. Well inside the last 10 minutes now. Back inside the last 6 minutes. Here's Lampard. Whelan. Ward trying to hustle his way through. Now Bowyer. Oh, it's been tripped. It's a penalty. Mr. Dean deciding that's a penalty. Yellow card for Dawson. It was a bit mindless, but not that Burnley will matter. Not only will matter one shot to who's going through to Wembley or not. This will add some respectability to the scorelines from Stoke's point of view. Dawson felt he could have won the ball, but he mistimed the tackle and may well pay for it now. In terms of a goal concession, that is, unless Tom Eaton can come up with a save from Bojan. Oh, he smashed it over the bar. Sums up Stoke's night in a nutshell, and you're seeing it on the replay. It's Burnley, and we're going to go through to the semi-final not just with 3 goals, but a clean sheet surely to boot. Bojan's penalty miss into his own supporters tells a tale of woe, but aside from the Potteries. But a tale of joy for the team who wear claret and blue. They've made it to the semi-finals for the first time since 1974 in this FA Cup. And magnificent winners they were too. Goals from Ings, Arfield and Barnes. Burnley are in the semi-finals by 3 goals to 0. Well, that's it now. Well, we've won all the games. We've had a few injuries to put up with. We're in semi-finals of both cup competitions, as we just checked through the news. So the Everton game is now been rescheduled to the 17th of April. We get £306,000 for a semi-final. David Jones is out for 3 weeks, so our midfield is being disintegrated by the second. Shackle is back though from suspension. And we got just over £5 million for our Champions League victory as well. So where does that leave us now in terms of that's now 78 points for us. Compared that's 64 points, so it's still 14 points. Chelsea do have a game in hand, however, but I'd still expect us to win. We've now gone past 100 goals for the league this season, and Danny Ings has scored possibly more than half of those 100 goals, which is magnificent for us. So the league looks as if it's going to be a cut and blow dry thing now. All we've got to find out is what's happening in the cups now. Well, the draw has been pretty kind to Burnley, where the two rival London clubs face off in the first semi-final. Spurs and Chelsea face off there. Chelsea won on penalties in their replay against Arsenal after a 1-1 draw. 5-4, I believe they won on penalties that evening. Burnley, our reward for reaching the semi-finals is possibly the kindest draw we could have had, really. Norwich City, but we've got to respect them as well. They're a good side, and there'll be no slouches. I mean, they've got to be a good side to have beaten Manchester United in the quarter-final to reach this stage. So, you know, we can't write them off at their peril. So that's the FA Cup done and dusted. But as far as the draw is concerned, now let's have a look at the European Cup draw. We have Barcelona away on the 22nd of April at the Nou Camp Stadium for the first leg. My goodness, what a match that could be. The other semi-final sees Milan play Real Madrid. The second leg incidentally takes place on the 29th of this month against Barcelona. So, two possible Titanics. So a date with Messi and co for folks. Unbelievable. So let's see how that calendar shapes up now. We're going to do another 4 games on the next video, and these 4 games are as follows: the Arsenal home match in the league, another league match with Manchester City in the league, another league match with Everton, and the cup semi with Norwich. That's another 4 games, and then we're going to finish off the month in our third and final video with the away match with Barcelona, home match with Leicester, and that second leg at Turf Moor against Barcelona, and what's to come in May possibly. So we're going to have these 4 league games plus 2 cup finals potentially there on the 23rd, and on the possibly, I don't know when we could play the cup final. Might have to put Stoke back probably until the 20th. I think the 16th is probably when we're due to play Stoke at home in the league game. But that's the situation now. We're in the European Cup semi-final, we're in the FA Cup semi-finals, and we've got a tough draw against Barcelona in Europe. But you'd expect that with the calibre of the other 3 sides that are still left in it, and the other 3 sides that are left in it are all famous names: Real Madrid, AC Milan, and Barcelona. We've got Barcelona. I'm happy that we're taking on Messi and co. Chance to knock them out and get to the final. I'm very pleased that we've got Norwich as well in the cup semis, and at the moment we've got a favourable run in. If we beat Arsenal and Manchester City, I don't think no one's going to catch us in terms of the league. Winning the league, we're on 78 points. I think 84, maybe 85 points will be enough to see us over the finishing line. Let's take a look at the league table before we go for the evening. Yeah, 78 points, but it's getting a little bit squeaky bum at the other end. There's 1 point separating 17th and 18th there, and Southampton and Crystal Palace aren't out of staying up by any stretch of the imagination. I'm surprised at Southampton. They do have a very good squad there, And I'm very surprised to see them scrapping at the bottom. So too, I have to say, Crystal Palace, they do have a talented side as well. And that's about it. That's about your lot for this first part of April. I hope you can join us for 4 more games in our next edition, and then obviously the edition after that there will be those 2 glamour games with Barcelona sandwiched in between those 2 legs. Will be a home match with Leicester City. But until then, take care, and we'll see you very soon with some more exciting action from this month of April and this Mark II Burnley career mode. From all of us here, I bid you a very good evening, and I'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye now.